Alright, we're starting the recording, so first off I want to thank everybody for coming out and fishing this cold event. We do appreciate you. If it wasn't for the anglers like y'all, this wouldn't happen. Got a ton of stickers for Dugout and Tennessee Bass Nation sitting on a table over here. Everybody's free to grab one. Had a lot of fish to judge today, but it was fun for me, I guess. I had to judge Lanier as well, and they caught a bunch of them down there. I've never looked at so many spots in my life. So one of the first things I want to do is, kind of lay the basis as far as what happens from the Bass Nation to the state championship to the Bassmaster event. It's a pretty huge thing. I don't know if y'all know this, we've actually got somebody in attendance that actually walked across the stage here recently. It was Chris Walters, who qualified in our state championship event. He finished, so Chris finished third. Okay, so he finished third at the state championship and you finished first at the state championship, then walked across the stage at third and held up that big old trophy, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So with that, I want to go ahead and announce the qualifiers at this tournament for the state championship, which is going to be your next stepping level to possibly walk across that stage. First off, Brad Golden is going to be, this is no particular order, it's going to be Brad Golden qualified at this event, Sean Staples, Roy Frog, Zach Bishop, Garrett Johnson, Nicholas Stepp, David Yuskovic, Kevin Hacker, Danny Arsenault, Brent James, Russ Vandergriff, Joe Kirk, Jesse England, Brandon Stroup, and Chris Walters again. So y'all got your seat in and actually going to the state championship. Some of our previous qualifiers, it's Terry Golden actually qualified at State Cast, Charles Hawk at Dale Hollow, Ethan Jett at State Cast, Will Miller, Dale Hollow, Thomas Davis, Marcus Grubbs at Dale Hollow, Justin Patrick, who left for the day, and Jimmy Talley's already qualified. So those guys, and these do roll down, so we've got a couple more events to get your chance into that. And also the feeder events from Cast. I don't know if y'all know about Cast in Tennessee. There's 10 clubs, and the top 3 anglers of the year actually get to qualify as well. There's no roll downs on that. So if they're already qualified, they're already qualified. But it's going to be, our state championship is going to be in Lake Chickamauga in August. So that's going to be a pretty good tournament. We did it last year. It's 2 days. It was, I thought it was pretty good. We had some good, had a camera boat with good old Lambert running around taking pictures of folks and stuff. So some of our title sponsors are actually going to be Dugout Bait and Tackle and Ag Pro for this whole series. They've helped us make this 100% payout, giving us prizes and everything on that. The Angler of the Year, after this tournament, I can actually start posting Angler of the Year. It's a second event. I can actually post kind of who's in the running for it. And the next event will be the third event qualifier. So if you fish 3 of these events, you can actually get Angler of the Year. Angler of the Year is going to be a $1,000 guaranteed $1,000 prize for winning Angler of the Year. At state championship, we're going to have a Dakota Lithium Power Pack 260 amp hour batteries and a Newport Vessels motor. Every event we've got 2 Dakota Lithium batteries. Douglas Rods have stepped up with an LRS rod for every event. It's a $230 rod. The one that's here is actually a very good chatterbait rod. We got prizes, we're raffle prizes by NetBait, Z-Man. We got a hat from Ag Pro with a chatterbait with it. Some Spro hats, Seagar fluorocarbon. So after we get the prizes out of the way, we'll go to the raffle side of things. So we're paying out big bass and the top 5 at this event. So I want to start it off with big bass. Should be no surprise, he just won another big bass. So Will Miller, step up here please. So it kind of breaks Russ Vandergriff's heart. He led with big bass all day with 19.5 inches. then standings get cut off, and Will Miller catches us 20 and a half.
I really wasn't sandbagging, I just had no.
I know you were, that's what, you know, the whole thing. So what happened? What'd you catch it on?
So I was just fishing shallow, throwing spinnerbait and, in the trees, and if you're gonna catch one, that's the one to catch. So it worked out good.
So you're gonna be actually taking home $340 for your big bass with us. So that'll be done through PayPal. So I've also got a wonderful chains. Office got. So I think I'm gonna get pictures off the GoPro, so that'll work.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you. So 5th place with 85 1/4 inches, taking home $235, Brandon Stroup. Probably should have Fletcher assisting me over here. So, how'd your day go, Brandon?
I covered probably about 3 miles of bank just tossing spinnerbait and junk fishing. I mean, anytime I see anything that looked good, I toss at it. But spots were few and far between. But happy with it.
So you're a very good Highland Reservoir fisherman. So that come to play here as far as.
I fished in Mine Lake, and I haven't been there in probably 3 years.
Okay.
I live 10 minutes down the road and don't ever come here for some reason, so I was fairly lucky, but pretty happy. I can't be upset with that, so.
Okay, cool, man. Well, good.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, actually, we're on check, man. I'm sorry. You don't get a check. I thought we had one for each. Broke your heart there. So, in 4th place with 85 3/4 inches, he'll be taking home $336, Charles Hart. So, how'd your day go?
Kind of what the last dude said. Was flipping a black and blue jig early this morning, and that kind of lasted for a couple hours.
Okay.
And the wind started picking up, and I knew the bite was going to get pretty good, so I just put a 1 ounce spinnerbait, and I threw that all day.
Spinnerbait in the trees, gets a big bass, and just throw that all day.
It wasn't like a lot of bites, but like every bite was like a 17-incher, so
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds like junk fishing is the way to go today. Let's
Pretty
see if that
much.
continues. The next couple people up.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming out and fishing today.
Thank you.
All right, so 3rd place with 86 inches and taking home $537. He's a TVK angler. He's been here before. Chris Walters. Check here. Yeah, they didn't get your name on it though. So I'll probably take it back. So how'd your day go?
Went way better than I thought it was going to. My biggest fish yesterday was like 13.5 inches. Fished a stretch of bank, shook off a couple fish, caught a 13. The storm came in, so I left, went to a different place in the evening, and didn't do any good there either. So I went back this morning to my first spot, and wind was blowing, so I started out with spinnerbait, and first pass I caught 4 or 5 fish, and I just worked the same 300-yard stretch of bank all day. Caught some on a black and blue jig, caught some on Cinco.
Sweet. You had a little problem at the end there trying to get a fish submitted, didn't you?
Had very bad service, yeah.
So evidently his fish go in on future time, future past anything else. We had to clear that up when he got back to the ramp. So congratulations, man. You're gonna have a collection of those before we do.
Thank you.
All right, so I need 2 people to come up here. No particular order. I need a Brad Golden and a Terry Golden to come up here. Are y'all related?
No more.
So, between both of y'all, either one of y'all, tell me how your day went. Who wants to start?
Well, I came down Thursday. He worked, so I done all the looking, all the fishing.
All the work, all the hard
All the
work.
hard work. And I found about 4 spots that they were on really good. And we just alternated between them. He stayed on one end, I stayed on the other, and we didn't see one another all day, and worked out, didn't pressure one another, and so, just one of those things that worked out.
That's good.
We was, jump fishing, spinner baits, crankbaits, jerk baits, swim bait. So, I mean, just, we caught them on everything. I probably caught 30 myself today to get to that, but this afternoon, the last couple hours, I just couldn't do nothing to help myself, so. That was the difference between us.
Wow. How'd your day go, Brad? I know it's kind of the same story, but
Well, I caught my first one at 6:32 this morning.
I saw that. I was like, well,
I think I had a limit by like 7:15 or something.
Yeah, I rolled out of bed and started judging fish. I was like, man.
It was good. I caught a limit first thing on the spinner bait, and then I picked up a crankbait for a minute, and I caught a limit on that. And I just literally, I fished 2 bluffs all day, went from one end to the other. And when I go for a little bit, one get bit, I pick a different bait up. And I told him earlier on the way in, I said, I caught a fish on every lure I had on, including a 6-inch bullshit. I mean, but I did lose one fish at the end of the day, last 30 minutes. Finally had a 5-pound bite. And every time it jumped, it was on a crankbait. Every time it jumped, it had a different amount of hooks in its mouth. And it finally come down and come off. But that's the way it goes. It was good though. It was a good time. A lot of smallmouth today.
There's a half an inch between these guys. Half an inch.
It was on the same size fish.
Was it? Okay. So first place is gonna take on $1,344. Second place is gonna take on $907. So the champion, we gotta make sure it's right, because we had a little screw up one time.
Yeah, we sure did.
First place is gonna be Brad Golden. So, guys, thank you. I mean, it's good to see every time in our local club, TDKA, these guys are typically at the top, and they're the most generous members of our club, along with Chris. They'll help you out, throw baits at you, tell you what's working or not, try to teach you, do everything they can to support you. And we love having them fish with us, and it just feels good to see them up here winning this and taking on a little money, and so, appreciate you. Thanks, sir. Good job. I'm gonna run down the sponsor list real quick. Everybody that made this happen. Dugout Bait and Tackle, Ag Pro, Hog Farmer, Newport Vessels, Dakota Lithium, Net Bait, Seaguar, Douglas Rods, One Objective, Stroup, and Turney Eggs. They all stepped up for us. So appreciate you guys coming out. See you at the next one. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.